Take a breather, have a Kit Kat is one of the most recognized advertising slogans for the general public and also one of those that continue to survive the passage of time without the slightest wear and tear. It is a sweet temptation that sells 3 million units a day. Now, how do you manage to achieve such production? Stay with us because today we will show you the incredible technology of Kit Kat chocolate, how they make it and what is its secret formula so that the identity of this brand remains intact after more than 80 years of its release on the market. And our question is, will you still eat Kit Kat after watching this video? The current Kit Kat format, that of the block of 4 chocolate bars, had its particular birth on August 29, 1935 in a factory in York, England. But it was before, in 1911, when Rowntree, the company that created the brand, registered the names Kit Kat and Kit Kat. Rowntree introduced the Kit Kat brand in the 1920s in a candy box format that would not last long on the market. Already in the 30s, a factory employee used the company's suggestion box to publicize his idea: why not make a chocolate bar that a worker can comfortably carry in his lunchbox? Rowntree picked up the glove and from that year 1935 began to sell in London and the southeast of England what was then born under the name of Rowntree's Chocolate Crisp. Of course, the colors red and white already dominated, as today, its packaging. This is one of the most popular chocolate bars in the world. We eat billions of them every year, but have you ever wondered what is the filling in Kit Kat chocolates? Today we will visit one of the largest chocolate manufacturers in the world. This chocolate bar is made up of 3 wafer layers and 2 layers of chocolate wrapped, filling a delicious combination of crunchy wafers in a smooth milk chocolate. During the 1930s, chocolate prices dropped enough to make them 90% affordable of the population. The brand of chocolates was acquired by Nestlé in 1988 in the United Kingdom. One of Nestlé's factories in York is responsible for the production of more than 7 million chocolate bars per day. In the United Kingdom alone, they consume 1 billion bars a year, which means that 1,900 bars of chocolate are consumed every minute. The factory is logistically organized in such a strategic way that all the steps of the supply chain are close to each other, excluding the cocoa trees and their harvesting. Logically, these factories receive large tons of cocoa and process the beans. A chocolate factory where Kit Kat chocolate is made connects directly to the wafer factory, which makes the bar's crisp interior, and the assembly factory, where both the chocolate ingredients and the wafers are brought together and they are packed, waiting in a huge warehouse to be shipped. It all starts with the seeds of the cocoa tree. The cocoa beans come mostly from West Africa, where harvesting occurs in March. The cocoa beans are sun-dried for about 7 days and shipped directly to the production site in York. Once the beans are in the factory, they begin a 3-hour process, which consists of cleaning that allows the beans to be separated from the dirt and shelled, where a series of rollers crush the beans and release the seed from cocoa. The transformation of the bitter beans into chocolate begins when they are thrown into a machine that vibrates the beans until the shell breaks and exposes the fatty interior of the seed. It is known as pulp and it is the part of the bean that contains all the flavor of chocolate. Once the beans are broken, the husk and pulp are separated on vibrating filters. The longest and lightest shells remain in on top of the filter and are removed while the smaller and heavier pulps fall downwards. To release the flavor of the pulp is roasted in a giant roaster, similar to the one used for coffee. The exact time and temperature of roasting is the best kept secret of chocolate makers, because controlling those 2 variables means controlling its flavor. The cocoa is sent to the ovens where the pressure and heat will release the chocolate treasure, i.e. the chocolate liquor. This chocolate liquor contains cocoa butter. After the separation of the cocoa butter and the solids, the latter will be collected as cocoa powder, which can be bought at the supermarket. Cocoa butter is the fat part mixed with cocoa powder along with sugar, milk and vegetable fats to create the chocolate we all love. Vegetable fats are used to reduce the cost of the product. The liquid is mixed with sugar and other ingredients inside a giant 1-ton mixer until it becomes a thick, gritty sweet chocolate paste. Once the ingredients have been mixed on high heat, initiates a process called conching, which grinds the chocolate particles, allowing them to be smaller and provide a better mouthfeel. The best chocolates will have longer conching times to get the smooth and creamy texture of the chocolate. The constant rubbing between the mix and the blades of the machine produces friction and heat, which releases even more flavor while softening the chocolate. The longer you mix the chocolate, the result is creamier, tastier, and more expensive. At the end of this process, a liquid chocolate is formed. Tempering will increase the temperature of the chocolate to make sure it melts and then reduce it by around 27 degrees Celsius. This reduces the formation of crystallization in the chocolate, and we already have the chocolate ready for the Kit Kat bars. To make the wafers, the flour is mixed with water. This creates a dough that is transferred to the molds, where the dough takes the shape of large wafer sheets. It is transported to large ovens at a temperature of 150 degrees. The wafer immediately after cooling is covered with a thin layer of filling, and placing it on another wafer. At the end, a covered wafer sheet without filling is added. It's like making a 3-story sandwich, and now the secret of the filling is about to be revealed. What is Kit Kat stuffing made of to make it look like a long, skinny ingot? The wafer filling for a Kit Kat is made from cocoa liquor, sugar, and a small amount of crushed Kit Kat. Yes, just as you hear it. Rejected Kit Kats are crushed into a paste that is then used to fill wafers for other Kit Kats. After 16 hours of mixing, this chocolate is ready to be made into chocolate bars. The machine fills 336 molds per minute, or more than 200,000 bars of chocolate per day. Chocolate is pumped into molds to create the exterior of the Kit Kat. Wafers are deposited inside the mold and a final layer of chocolate covers it. In a cool environment, the mold separates from the bars. One quick step: the chocolate hardens through the cooling tunnel. Once the bars are produced, the quality managers remove the bars that present some type of defect, such as bubbles or fractures, and crush them and mix them with chocolate again to create the filling. You see, nothing is thrown away here. Packaging takes place immediately afterwards, where automatically controlled robots take over the process. The machine works fast, wrapping the chocolate bars. A decorative wrapper is placed, and then the bars are ready to melt in your mouth. The packed bars are moved to a storage building, where upon the arrival of the orders they are moved to the loading area and shipped to the supermarkets. On the market there are many varieties, such as bitter, with milk, or white, that adapt to the tastes of each palate. After many years, the innovative pink chocolate joins this variety of chocolates. For many it is almost impossible that a pink chocolate can exist naturally. To your surprise, it does exist, and it is Kit Kat registered trademark symbol Ruby, which uses ruby cocoa beans to create a new variety with a fruity flavor and creamy texture. This new product uses the natural wonder of ruby cocoa beans, specially selected for their striking color and unique flavor without flavorings or dyes. The world's largest cocoa processing plant originates from Switzerland, and it is exactly this that discovered, after many years of research, how to achieve pink chocolate. To make the exclusive pink chocolate, the fruits must have very specific growing conditions. The main places where the optimal varieties for this product are found are in Ecuador, Brazil, and the Ivory Coast. Cocoa must be left to ferment to develop certain aromas and flavors that give it its own personality. After that, they are dried to later select the grains that are suitable to become ruby chocolate. This process also happens with chocolate that is known as bitter or dark. In the case of Ruby, the company discovered a method, secret and patented, in which, in addition to all the regular process, it identifies the selected profiles and unlocks the ideal berry flavor and color. It's also quite the visual experience. You can check the label and you will realize that it does not have any added coloring among its ingredients. It is authentically pink. But if there is a country where Kit Kat is a true phenomenon, that is Japan, where it is the #1 selling chocolate bar and where the brand has its main market. There is his only thematic store, the Kit Kat Chocolaterie, located in the Seibu department in Tokyo. Up to 20 flavors have been introduced by Nestlé in its Japanese Kit Kats. Some are common on the shelves, such as cheesecake, apple, green tea, dark chocolate, tangerine and lemon, or even wasabi, the Japanese product famous for its intense and spicy flavor. These coexist with other flavors that are only sold in the regions where the products introduced are more typical, and for a limited time, such as cantaloupe melon, roast potato, chestnuts, fruit salad or strawberries. Every second 650 Kit Kat bars are consumed on the planet. Where else in Japan? A break has never been so rewarding. And you, would you eat a Kit Kat? Leave us your comment, like and subscribe if you haven't already done so. We will continue working to show you that's how it's done.